Hold on a second.
Please tell me if you can hear me and see me. I'm just gonna... So, how are you doing today? Tell me where you're watching from. I really appreciate you watching. Tell me if you can hear me and see me. I'm in the car because that is the only place that I have childcare. So I'm in the car because it's quiet and my child is taken care of. So I can't go anywhere else. So this is the only way I can go live or, you know, make a video this week because it's just been really hectic and crazy here. So let me tell me if you can hear me and see me. I really appreciate it. Let me make sure my camera lens is, oh, there we go. That looks better, huh? A little bit. So I'm going to tell you today about how I lost 10 pounds in 6 weeks. It's really important information, so I want you to hear it. Oh, you can hear me. Good. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So I've been doing an experiment over the past 6 weeks. I started May 1st. If you follow my channel, you know this spring, it's been just really challenging. I gained some weight at Christmas and I kept trying to figure out how to lose it. And, you know, I had a baby almost 3 years ago, but it's been really challenging with the no sleep and the breastfeeding and all that to get the weight off. And I've lost a lot of it and then I've gained it back and then I've lost it and gained it back. So, but this time feels really good. I've been doing 6 weeks of only meat. So no eggs. First, earlier in the year, I tried no dairy. That helps some, but I think that label, like my brain cannot compute too many labels at one time. So if I hear dairy free, then sometimes it's like, okay, well, you can have anything that's dairy free, which is not true. That doesn't work well because then, you know, you can have all these dairy free ice creams and, you know, weird stuff, even dairy free little cheeses and really gross stuff that my brain cannot compute too many labels. So if I hear something and I tell myself something, then I'm like, oh yeah, I can have that. And it's like, okay, no, that doesn't work. Of course, then I get all the digestive symptoms. And if you don't know, I've had hashimotos since 2010. And it's been just a hard journey of healing. This year, if you watch my last video on my lab work, I just had my most recent lab work and my lab work is looking amazing. So I'm down to 23 for my antibodies, which is considered remission of Hashimoto's. So that is really amazing. That has been through, you know, doing the carnivore diet for so many years now. So I'm really proud of myself for that. But I still had trouble losing the weight. So anyway, in May 1st, I just decided, you know, no more, still no dairy free, still dairy free, but I decided to do only meat. I think sometimes with eggs, I eat just too many eggs and, you know, the eggs can be, I'm really good at cooking. So I can make my eggs very, very delicious. I can, you know, sometimes I mix them with the protein powder, that all meat protein powder, the Equip protein powder, which I have a link down below. If you can handle that, great, but I would mix it with the eggs and then make like pancakes and all this stuff. So I always, like, my brain always finds a way to like cheat. So really with meat only, also you can end up putting ghee and butter in your eggs. So yes, I think eggs are wonderful. But I think sometimes I could eat eggs when I'm not hungry. And so maybe I would add more meals to my day that I don't really need. Or, but meat, you really cannot eat it when you're not hungry. It's really hard for me to eat meat when I'm not hungry. It's like, ugh, you know? So I think that's been kind of the key. And maybe there's been a reduction of calories. I mean, tell me what you think. Do you think it's just a reduction of calories or you think it's a reduction of inflammation? So today I weighed 10 pounds less than I did on May 1st. So I'm really proud of myself. I will make another video, like a more formal video, where I talk about and show pictures and stuff. I can't put a picture in a live video as far as I know. So stay tuned for that, or maybe I'll put it on my community page here. If you want to see that, let me know. Anyway, so May 1st, I started with just meat and no eggs. I was like, I've got to do this. I'm sick of, we're going on a big trip on June 26th, we're going on a big trip, an international trip. So I really wanted to fit in my clothes and stuff, and I just want to feel better, because when I eat stuff that doesn't agree with me, I just get super puffy. I don't know if that's the autoimmune thing or what. And I would not say necessarily it's a lion diet. WL said, meat is the perfect food, lion diet. Yes, I agree. I do still have tea and coffee. I have an iced coffee right here. I don't put anything in it though. It's just tea or coffee, and then my Relight or my electrolytes, which I don't know if I have any of those around here. We have an old package or something. Anyway, so I have electrolytes, and those have stevia in them. You can get the unflavored, but I just don't like that. So yes, I eat electrolytes, coffee, and tea, and then meat. So on May 1st to the end of May, whatever that day is, I only ate beef, and that worked really, really well. And then this month I've had a couple times where I ate some chicken wings, or I ate some salmon or shrimp, because I know my trip's coming up, and I know I won't be able to eat only beef on my trip, and I may even have to eat eggs. I don't know, but we're staying with family, some of it, and then some of it we're staying in a hotel, and we get a free breakfast at the hotel. So hopefully there'll be enough meat for me to eat, but you know, I don't want to go back to eating eggs because I feel like I get bloated and all that. So but we'll see. If there's nothing else to eat, I might have to eat eggs, because I'm traveling internationally. Like I said, I'm going to North Africa, also to Istanbul, Turkey. So I know Istanbul has a lot of meat, so I'm excited to try all the meat in Istanbul. So anyway, like immediately I started feeling better. From May 1st to the end of May, I was eating just beef, and I felt amazing. And I wasn't maybe eating twice a day, because you just can't fit a lot of meat in. I don't think you can eat meat 3 times a day, but and I would eat about a pound each time. I don't know how many calories a pound of meat has. Maybe you do. So, I really don't think there's a reduction of calories, but there could be, like a pound of 80-20 ground beef. Anybody know how many calories that has? So just multiply that times 2, or like a ribeye. So like in the morning I would eat like a ribeye. I like to eat around 10 or 11 and eat a ribeye or some steak if I have that or have the money. And then if I have dinner, it's like ground beef. So yeah, that is pretty much what I ate from all of May. And then in June I ate pretty much the same thing, except a couple of times I had salmon or shrimp or some chicken wings. And it still seems to be working. When a woman has their period, it seems like the whole time for 7 days you like either gain weight or you don't lose any weight, and then so it's like 2 weeks of the month you're basically like stalled out. So remember that, don't get too spun out on the scale. And I've really been going by my clothes and how they fit, not just the scale. Maybe if I put this over here, it'll block a little bit. So just don't get too spun out on the scale. Try to go by your clothes and measurements if you can. I should have taken measurements, but I think I just get so despondent and like I don't believe something's going to work, so I don't really do anything at the beginning, which I really should take more. I've been taking a lot of pictures throughout, especially when I go to the gym. I take a picture, try to kind of gauge my progress with that. So that's been good. But yeah, I would not call it the lion diet just because I do eat coffee, tea, and electrolytes, which are, I usually use Element or the Relight. I use both, just depending on if I'm out, I use the Element, and then if I'm home, I usually use the Relight. I've even made like some gummies. If you want my gummy recipe, comment down below. It's just gelatin and electrolytes and water, so that's been kind of a crutch. I even had some like sugar-free gum, which I know is like really taboo, but it like helps me with just like when you have such a low variety in your diet, it's really hard. And even like sugar-free gum was like helping me. So just to get through hard days, I wasn't ever hungry, and I think that's why I could stick with it for so long, because I wasn't ever hungry. But it's just like a mental game with me, just the lack of variety. So I would have like coffee and tea, coffee in the morning and then tea, like usually an iced tea in the afternoon. It's really hot where I live. It's getting really hot in Nashville, so the coffee and tea would like help me get through the day. Not that I was hungry, it's just kind of like a crutch, So anybody got any questions about this? So basically, over the last 6 weeks, I've been eating all meat. For the first month was all beef. This month I had a little bit of seafood and chicken, but I'm not doing eggs, and I'm not doing cheese, of course. So, and that's really helped, and I've lost 10 pounds. So it's been really amazing. I gained some weight at Christmas from eating cheese and stuff. Cheese just really kills me. Any kind of milk or dairy just makes me so inflamed, and I don't know why. And I've just tried raw milk. I've tried it doesn't work for me. I can just eat so much of it. And so yeah, that's what I've been doing, and it's been really amazing. So if you haven't tried an all meat carnivore diet, and like you say you have really weight loss resistance and all that stuff, like you've got to try this. Like I've done it with success many times now. And I think my hormones are still screwed up from having a baby 3 years ago. And I'm just still having really bad, just kind of re-entry, postpartum stuff. Still breastfeeding. Maybe we'll stop after this big trip internationally, because then, I want to get through the plane ride and all that with breastfeeding. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. If anybody has any questions about all meat carnivore diet, no dairy, no eggs. C Bacon says, did you add extra fat to get enough calories? Sometimes I guess I would say like I just ate fatty meat. I would try to get at least 80-20 ground beef, and that seemed fine to me. Like I don't have to add fat to that. Now in a ribeye or a New York strip, I don't really have to add fat to that. Now if I had something lean, like my husband loves filet mignon and he buys it, he gets a really good deal on it from his local butcher, and so sometimes, and he cooks that in olive oil. So I guess it would have olive oil on it. So I'd say, okay, whatever, I'll eat that, because it was just that and salt, So, because I can't eat it if it's super, super lean, or would he need to have something on it, and salt, a lot of salt. So no, I didn't really have to add anything, because like say I had one meal that was lean, the next meal wouldn't be, you know what I mean? So I was never eating like 2 lean meals in a day, because that would be like ugh. Or maybe if I had some kind of lean meat, then with it I would have like a hamburger patty or something like that. I mean, you could add tallow if you want. I just really don't enjoy the taste of tallow. One time I melted some tallow, not this stretch, but one time I melted some tallow and put like some garlic and paprika in it, and that was okay. It's like a steak, kind of a steak sauce. So that's something you could do. And spices, I didn't really use a lot, but if I was eating with other people, I wouldn't be like, oh, can't have spices, but if I just cook for myself, then I would just have salt, Does that make sense? So I do think you should eliminate spices, especially if you never had. It doesn't seem to make a huge difference to me. But no, I didn't really have to add fat because I just prioritized fatty meat. So I hope that answers your question. I tried not to eat a lot of lean meat, but you know, because I don't like it. So, all right, well, I guess I'll go in there. I'm at the gym, so I need to go work out. So I have been doing strength training during this time, maybe like 20 minutes, like 3 times a week, something like that. Try to lifting heavy just for a few minutes, and that has, helps my mental health more than anything. Just kind of just to feel stronger and stuff. So that, yeah, I mean, I've done a lot of exercise in the past to the point of being very unhealthy with exercise. So I kind of have to be careful with exercise and, get out of that mindset of beating yourself up and all that kind of stuff. So I don't do that anymore. I do a lot of walking, and then do some strength training just a couple times a week for a few minutes. I try to do that. And so I really appreciate you guys watching. And if you want another video about this when I'm like all dressed up and at home, I will try to make another one more precise and all that. So I hope you have a great day. It's great to see you guys. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.